Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Let me go ahead and tag everyone in this to let you know we're live on day 5 of the Peer Repair Challenge. I'm excited to talk about today's topic because I feel like it is so misunderstood. Like, so very misunderstood topic. So I think this is going to be great. Um, and I have some resources for you. I have a handy healthy fats for menstrual health and PMS relief, symptom relief handout for you. So if you'd like to have that as you're building your meals for the upcoming week, I think that'll be a lovely resource, and it'll go together with the menstrual tracking uh, resource that I shared yesterday. So let's jump right in. If you're new to me, let me first start by saying um, my name is Yasmin Minifield. I am a holistic health coach, a full spectrum doula, and a modern day medicine woman. So what that means is that in my personal journey, I've been able to reverse PCOS, and I've been able to reverse my insulin resistance. I am still on my weight loss journey, but so happy in it and content and steadily making progress. So I share from a very personal place. I share from a place of having started my practice um, in 2011. I started first doing my holistic health consultations. In 2014, I became a doula. And so my journey as a medicine woman has definitely been, I think, since high school, just this ever growing understanding of my divine femininity, the power that it has in our healing from things holistically, and then being able to facilitate sister circles and journeys, meditations, rituals to help women heal and transform on the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level. So that's me in a nutshell. So let's jump right into the topic for today. Today's topic is learning how healthy fats reduce period and PMS symptoms. And so we're diving into how eating healthy fats and centering them into your diet impacts your menstrual cycle and can help alleviate any pain or negative PMS symptoms. So you're going to learn, you're going to get some valuable information today. If you have any questions, please do leave a comment. Good morning, Kaylee. I'm so glad you made it this morning. How are you feeling on this wonderful Sunday morning? I'm still a little bit waking up. How are you? So let's jump into it. So first we're going to look at, in general, like what is the role that healthy fats in our diet play in our body, and how do they impact our hormonal balance and our overall health? When it comes to our overall health and hormonal balance, fats are crucial. We cannot underestimate them as women. While fats have often been misunderstood and like associated with negative health effects, our society, especially in the West, was on this low fat kick for so long. It's important to recognize that not all fats are created equal, and healthy fats are essential for our well-being, including maintaining hormonal balance and supporting various bodily functions. There's a lot of fats like seed oils, for instance, and fats that are rich in polyunsaturated fats that are newer to the scene in human diets. They came in around the 1800s when the cotton industry was slowing down. They were not making as much money. So they said, what can we do with all this cotton seed, all of this cotton that is not being sold? They began to press the cotton seeds and created cottonseed oil, and then introduced it into the human diet as if it was always there, but it wasn't always there. There is no indigenous culture on this planet that ate cottonseed oil, soybean oil. I mean, most of the seed oils are very new. So what's so detrimental about that is that we were never meant to have those as a prominent feature in the diet, but there's been a propaganda campaign so that they could sell more of these seed oils to tell women, especially at that time, were the cook in the household, that, oh no, saturated fats are bad. Oh no, animal fats are bad. Don't eat them. And then you see an uptick in cancer, in womb issues. I mean, our hormonal imbalances have increased since then, steadily since the 1800s. So I want you to make this mental connection. I'm giving this brief history lesson so you understand that even though these foods are marketed to you as healthy, that doesn't mean that they are. And we have to wake up and make decisions based on the facts and the science of what is actually healthy for us, and not propaganda and marketing campaigns that make corporations wealthy. So thank you for joining us, Red. Good morning, Dominique. We are jumping into how healthy fats support our menstrual cycle. If you've heard about polyunsaturated fats and this seed oil propaganda campaign before, let me know in the chat. If this is something new, put #new and let me know that this is the first time you're hearing this information. So let's jump into a deeper look at how they do help when we eat the right fats. Fats serve as building blocks for hormones, including reproductive hormones such as estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. These hormones play a vital role in regulating the menstrual cycle, fertility, mood, and overall hormonal balance. So when you hear me talking about the healthy fats, when you hear me talking about having a version of a healthy keto diet, the main reason is because we need enough fats in our diet to promote hormonal balance, especially if we have been experiencing an imbalance for quite a while, or if we've had a diet that's been low in saturated fats. We need to replenish and restore. So number 2 is the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. I like to remember this as ADEK, ADEK. Our fat-soluble vitamins absolutely and totally require fats to be properly absorbed and utilized by the body. So these vitamins are essential for various functions, including bone health, immune support, and antioxidant protection. So listen to that. If you're not getting enough fat in your diet, you're not absorbing the fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. And think about when we're in depleted states, when we're dealing with symptoms we don't enjoy, and hormonal imbalances. We need to absorb all of our vitamins. So there's more than one reason to center healthy fats in the diet of a woman that wants a healthy cycle and that wants to reverse PCOS. Number 3 is energy and satiety. If you find that you eat a meal and like an hour or two later, you're starving, that you have a hard time between meals, or you just never quite feel satisfied after your meals, a big part of that is the fact that our bodies get energy only from fats or carbohydrates. If your body does not metabolize carbohydrates well, and this is so key, especially for us that have insulin resistance PCOS, even if it's not your primary subtype, then you're not getting a good amount of energy from the carbohydrates that you eat. Protein does not provide energy. Protein provides building blocks. It maintains your lean muscle mass. It helps the body to repair its structures on a cellular level, but it doesn't actually give you energy that you need to be up and going and doing throughout your day. So you need to take a hard look at the foods that you're eating and what macronutrient they fall under. I want to challenge you today and tomorrow to keep track of the food that you're eating. Just if you put it on a note on your phone, write it on a piece of paper. If you want to download a food tracking app, I recommend Carb Manager, which I'm going to drop that in the chat. I like Carb Manager. Has anybody ever used a food tracking app? If so, let us know in the chat so other people can share in that. Good morning, Amber. Welcome. So you want to track your foods, and then using a food tracking app is very helpful because it automatically tells you if that food is rich in carbs, fats, proteins, right? And Carb Manager in particular is built to help you analyze your carbohydrate intake. Good morning, April. So glad you made it. Beautiful. And so if you want to feel satisfied, energized, and have a good source of energy, you want to center healthy fats as a big part of your food intake at each meal. Fats are a concentrated source of energy, providing more than twice the calories per gram compared to carbohydrates and proteins. Fat is such a preferred fuel to the body and the brain and the hormones. When I tell you, once you start eating in a way that centers fat, you start to crave it and prefer it over carbohydrates. Including healthy fats in our meals helps us have sustained energy, a feeling of fullness, and that can prevent overeating, and that can support your weight management. This is so crucial for PCOS reversal. This is so crucial for supporting hormonal balance, because when we're satiated, we're less prone to overeat. We're less prone to fall into emotional eating patterns. Being satiated and satisfied at our meals, being well nourished is so important as women. And it's like we're told you need to eat less and move more. And then you're left so unsatisfied that it leads to these unhealthy eating patterns that don't actually help you undo nutritional deficiencies, undo hormonal imbalances. So you can see how we get trapped into this cycle of overeating, gaining weight, being unhappy, being unsatisfied, and feeling like we're failing at sustaining our healthy habits. There's two more I want to mention that are so important when it comes to PCOS in women's health. Brain health and cognitive function. The brain is composed of about 60% fat, and it relies on healthy fats for optimal functioning. Essential fatty acids like omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids are crucial for your brain health, your memory, your mood, and your cognitive functioning. If you have that PCOS brain fog, tune in and make that connection between how having an abundance or a lack of healthy fats directly correlates to how you're feeling and your ability to concentrate and not have brain fog. So a lot of what we deal with when it comes to PCOS is also having a lack of healthy fats in the diet, not being able to absorb those fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, and our brains not having enough fuel. This last one is inflammation. Some fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, possess anti-inflammatory properties and help modulate the body's immune response. So by reducing inflammation, healthy fats support your overall functioning, your immunity, and it contributes to your balance, your overall hormonal balance. So if you have inflammatory PCOS, this is key for you. So the last PCOS subtype really that we haven't touched on, or the last two, are adrenal PCOS and post-pill PCOS. And these subtypes too benefit from having enough healthy fats. With adrenal PCOS, when you are not having enough fats, you also have elevated cortisol. You cannot deal with stress as well. So if you're dealing with adrenal PCOS, my suggestion is to spread out 1 to 2 servings of healthy fats throughout your day with each meal. Even sometimes if you're very, very fatigued, if you're borderline suffering from adrenal fatigue, you want to do every 2 to 3 hours, have something fatty to eat. And this is going to actually decrease your cortisol levels. That is powerful. So essentially, if you're stressed, if your skin is having issues, if you're having brain fog and trouble concentrating and focusing, if you feel like you might have ADHD, if you're having PMS symptoms like mood swings, can you see the connection between healthy fats and relieving these symptoms? If you see it, I want you to drop a hashtag healthy fats and share what's your biggest takeaway from all of that. How do you see where healthy fats can help you in your journey right now? So to ensure optimal hormonal balance and overall health, it's important to focus on incorporating healthy fats into our diets. Sources of healthy fats include avocados, nuts and seeds, fatty fish like salmon and sardines, extra virgin oil, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, pasture-raised eggs. And so it's beneficial to minimize or avoid unhealthy fats like trans fats and excessive saturated fats that are in processed and fried foods. This is not the same as using a grass-fed butter in your cooking, using goat butter in your cooking, ghee. That's not the same thing. We're talking about the fats that are in processed and fried foods. So sometimes I will ask a client to just go on a fat cleanse where you totally eliminate processed fried foods, trans fats, polyunsaturated fats, and you solely focus on these healthy, whole plant-based fats through nuts, seeds, avocados, coconut, chia, hemp, and flax, as well as your healthy animal fats like your goat butter, your ghee, cow butter, beef tallow, lamb fat, whatever fat you desire. You can also eat fatty cuts of meat, such as a brisket or beef ribs, oxtails, because they have a high fat to protein ratio. I would consider that like a fat source. So let's say throughout your day, you might have some pasture-raised eggs cooked in butter. Later, you might have a little bit of oxtails. And then later on, maybe you have some no sugar added ice cream. And this is all a part of a well-rounded diet where you have a surplus of wonderful non-starchy vegetables, leafy green vegetables. I mean, like 5 servings a day. Some women need more like 7 to 10 cups per day by volume. So we're not saying to include the healthy fats without all the other elements that make a healthy diet, but we are saying center the healthy fats and then build the rest of your food choices around that healthy fat choice. So as you're building your plate, I want you to think about at each meal, each snack, what is the healthy fat that is centered in this meal? And then build everything around it. And you'll find that your energy, your mood, your skin, everything will thank you. So we're going to round out today's session by just talking specifically to how healthy fats reduce period and PMS symptoms. There is a great connection between healthy fats and hormonal regulation. Healthy fats play a critical role in the regulation of your hormones within the body. As we mentioned already, fats are essential for the production and balance of your sex hormones, but they are intricately involved in the regulation of your menstrual cycle, fertility, and overall hormonal balance. So by consuming sufficient healthy fats, we provide the necessary building blocks for hormone synthesis and support optimal hormone functioning. Remember that healthy fats reduce, particularly omega-3s, reduce inflammation, Inflammation is closely linked to hormonal imbalances and PMS symptoms. So by incorporating those healthy fats, we help reduce inflammation, we help reduce the PMS symptoms that are caused by inflammation, like bloating, breast tenderness, and mood swings. So everything from bloating to sore breasts to your mood is heavily reliant on the level of inflammation in your body, but also whether or not you're properly centering the right fats in your meals. Healthy fats contribute to balanced blood sugar levels. So when we consume meals that are high in those processed carbohydrates, low in fats, our blood sugar levels can spike. And even when we consume meals that are very considered very healthy, like lots of grains or beans, if our diet is still low in fats, but we're consuming unprocessed whole carbohydrates, we can still find ourselves in the same position. My body requires no grains, high fat, whole foods, lots of vegetables, fermented foods every day. And I need adequate fatty protein. So when I eat protein, it's usually a fatty cut of meat. I don't eat lean proteins. That's how my body runs well. You have to experiment and find out how can you design a nutritional intake that optimizes how you feel, where our foods are really feeding our feeling, our quality of life, and not just cravings. It's okay to have cravings, but you really want 80% of what you're eating every day to be about what nourishes and helps you to feel your best, what helps you concentrate. Remember, we were talking about yesterday breaking free from overfunctioning and breaking free from using stimulants like caffeine to keep going when we're overly tired. I want you to bring that conversation back in mind and make the connection today that this is about a mindset shift to nourishment, using our food for nourishment. And it's very different from just pure enjoyment. Can you enjoy nourishing foods? Absolutely. I love my food every day. But sometimes I love it because of how it makes me feel. And that's the primary driver for why I chose it. And then over time, your palate will change and you begin to wholeheartedly enjoy those foods. Including healthy fats in our meals slows down the absorption of carbohydrates, prevents those sharp rises in blood sugar levels, and supports better blood sugar control. Stable blood sugar levels contribute to more consistent energy levels and improved mood stability. This is so huge. There are so many of us with PCOS that have mood issues. We have so many ups and downs, even outside of PMS. So if you can get this, yes, ma'am, let me give you the link right now. Here you go. There you are. That's your handy dandy list. And I'll post a second one that's a little more extensive, but this is a great one to get started with. So definitely use that list as you build your meals this week. And if you use that list, definitely come back and give us some feedback on how it's working for you. Use your menstrual tracker from yesterday along with this list and keep track of your food for at least a few days. But I'll be honest, I track my food a lot. Sometimes it's daily. It really depends. I want to know how I'm choosing my foods and how that affects me holistically. So I use my food tracking app. I'll track my menstrual cycle symptoms. And that way I know what I'm eating, how I feel, and how it's affecting me month to month. And so remember, yesterday we talked about SHMEC, which is sleep, hunger, energy, mood, and cravings. So as you use your menstrual cycle tracker day to day, you can take note of these elements as well. You can take note of the foods that you ate through the food tracking app or whatever you use, and cross-reference. See how your foods make you feel and begin optimizing your food choices for you as an individual. And you'll see that you just thrive more and more. So the last one we'll talk about is how this relates to the reduction of heavy or painful and irregular periods. Imbalances in hormones can lead to irregular menstrual cycles, heavy periods, and painful periods. Healthy fats help promote hormonal balance, which in turn contributes to more regular menstrual cycles. So by providing the necessary building blocks for hormone synthesis, healthy fats support the natural rhythm of your body and can help regulate the timing and the flow of your menstruation. They have a positive impact on the production of prostaglandins. This is a great one to Google if you have not explored prostaglandins. Those of us who've had babies may be more familiar with this term, as we talk a lot about the cervix and prostaglandins and how it works to soften the cervix at the late stages of pregnancy. But this is important at all stages of womanhood. So these hormone-like substances regulate the contraction and the relaxation of the uterus during menstruation. When prostaglandins are balanced, they can help reduce excessive uterine contractions. This is going to alleviate pain and discomfort associated with menstrual cramps. So evening primrose oil works very well for people who are having painful periods as well, to increase your prostaglandins. Healthy fats are beneficial, but remember, they're a part of a balanced diet. And you need to be a detective in your own life to understand what your balanced diet looks like. What's your sweet spot on the amount of carbs, fats, and protein that help you feel amazing? So I want to open the floor. I have just a bit more time. If you have any questions, please do drop them in the chat. I want to hear what you're thinking. If anything is unclear. And once I pop off, of course, if there's anything that's commented after I stop going live, I will make sure to answer in the chat. In conclusion, I think the biggest thing for me is that we deserve to feel amazing, period. And this is one of those keys to feeling amazing, to changing your relationship with your uterus, with your period. Nutrition is such a big part of it. If you need help in looking at your foods, if you want to log your foods and have me look over them, you want to talk about the symptoms that you're experiencing, drop a hashtag support or reach out to me directly, and I'll make sure that we talk, and we'll make sure you get on my calendar. Remember, all month of June, I have opened up slots for free coaching calls. I want to talk. I want to connect. I want to see how I can help. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow around 10 a.m. to do this all over again. Until then, bye-bye and be blessed.